So I'm at my friend Lauren's place, and look where she's letting me stay. Look at this cabin. Tell me that's not awesome. And I can't wait to show you the inside and what I'm in store for. This is going to be an awesome night. So you got this really cool kind of barn door, which is great. I'm all about this gray and brown, right? That looks awesome. I'm all about this gray and brown, which is great. I love the entryway. You know, you got these cool windows. And my tripod's making a lot of noise here. Sorry about that. And it's got the nice breeze. Gonna put my backpack down. That's my camera bag. That's where I'll be staying tonight. Up there. Got this awesome refrigerator. And tell me that it doesn't have style. You got this little foot pump to operate the sink. Cool little New Jersey thing, which is pretty awesome. You got the drinking water here, and it's got its little pump. I love these little fish nets. It's part of the decor. Now, if you know me, you probably know I've got a thing for crows and ravens. We're friends. And I always bring a little bit of food to share with them and make eye contact so that we build up a relationship. That's another story, but this is awesome. And look at this. I mean, how do you not love this, right? How can you not love this? Look at these little birds for the drawer handles. You got all this stuff in here, you know? This is pretty cool. This is where I'm going to be tonight. Various menus. What a great presentation. What great organization. And so this is amazing. Lauren, hats off to you. You've created quite the space here. I really love the atmosphere, the personality of this cabin. You know, its soul and spirit is right up my alley. And your presentation, you know, of this atmosphere is wonderful. I can't wait to see the stars at night or the tide going in and out. And by the way, check out this beaver stick. Okay? They've got these handmade beaver sticks. And it's pretty cool. The beaver did the initial work, you know, so you get one of these and you've got wood that's been chewed on by a beaver and it's been crafted into a walking stick, and it's a really cool idea. It looks pretty great, and it's just a really good idea. I can't wait to see what else there is to see and to see what kind of wildlife there is. There's some birds doing stuff. There's these really cool ducks. There's a jumbo Peking duck. Now I finally know what they look like. I'm sure I've mentioned before that Peking duck is one of my favorite dishes in the world. So much so that I learned how to make it when I was like 15, 14. I think I was 14. And on top of that, there's these two other ducks. I already forgot what they're called, but they're really cool. There's two males right now. And wait till you see them. They're really cool. They look black until you get close. Really amazing. And in Winston, which is, he's a water dog. He's not a Newfoundland water dog. I don't remember what it is, but he's cool. Real friendly. And his colors are pretty neat too. Everything's brown. His nose is brown and all that. It's just, I'm going to love this. Okay, Reese, you're pretty awesome. I like your defenses. That looks way cool. And how cool is this insect hotel? That's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. Look at where the honeycomb. Looks like that, but that's cool. How cool is all that? Some nice firewood. It's good wood, actually. The bay's over here, all this. It's brackish water. Fresh water over there, salt water there. And I bet the night sky is going to be incredible here. Anytime. This is pretty cool. You know, it's the second time I've ever been in a kayak. The first time was 2010. It was a long time ago. And the water's a little bit warmer than I expected. And it's kind of cool. Probably because this is brackish water. It'll probably have something to do with that. Because I got to tell you, the lakes back home are not this warm right now. But I'm in south central New Jersey. So there's that. This area here is pretty cool looking. Almost reminds me, you know, of the northern version of mangroves or something. That's my anchor point. The sound of the water lapping against these, you know, trees in the water and the shore here. It's just, it's so rhythmic and beautiful, so relaxing, and as always, it's mesmerizing. It's like hypnotizing, and I'm sure anyone watching this video probably agrees. The water's got that effect, you know. So does fire. Go figure. Okay, I better get paddling. So look at this cool plant. You've got the seed pods there, right? But look at these cool flowers, I guess. Hey Winston, come on Winston. Hey Reese. Hey Winston, how you doing? Well, that looks fun. Sorry, Winston.
So flaky, you know.
Hey, Winston. It's okay.
It'll be good to keeps you on your toes, man. You gotta be quick.
Yeah, that's impressive.
But I messed around with a lot of different microphones and different combinations to get the good sounds. And you're right, the cheaper stuff always, the less expensive stuff, always seems to have the better quality.
Check this out. This is an American eel, and these things are incredible because they have several stages throughout their lives and can reach, over 2 feet long. What's really neat about these American eels is they actually begin their lives out in the Sargasso Sea. The adults go out there and spawn, and once the eggs hatch, it's kind of like this tiny little blob with eyes that just surrenders itself to the currents of the ocean. As that tiny little blob starts to grow and feed, it takes on more of that characteristic serpentine appearance that eels are known for, and is referred to as a glass eel. Eventually, they work their way into the rivers and lakes of the mainland, and once they start feeding on stuff there, they take on pigment and are referred to as elvers. So this little thing is basically in the elver stage, and they're really cool. When it comes time to reproduce, it's going to migrate itself all the way back to the Sargasso Sea and continue that cycle all over again. These creatures can live anywhere from 3 to 17 or 18 years. Oh, that's cool. Of course, because I'm so long-winded all the time. How cool is that? Not sure if I know how to use it, but it's awesome. This was a beautiful thing to wake up to. How is this not the best way to start the day? I got this beautiful view ahead of me. I've got this magnificent breeze. I spent yesterday in the evening with some great hosts, Lauren and Rob and Reese. You guys took me in like family and made me feel very welcome. I've got my nice hot coffee in my travel mug, and well, I've got the rest of the week to explore South Jersey in the wilderness and sleep under the stars. I don't want to make you jealous, but I would be jealous. I'm gonna go kayaking. Doesn't hurt to keep a spare paddle with you all the time. Bunny rabbit. And the three of you really do. It's a really good thing. You guys are awesome.
Thanks.
It's cool.
We really enjoyed your company.
I had a great
Yeah.
time with everybody. It was
Yeah.
really good. Duck, duck, duck.
Mm-hmm. Olive Egger,
Olive Acre.
Blue Americana,
Blue Americana.
and a Buff Orpington.
Buff Orpington. And then what were the dark ducks again? And that's Mouse's toy, Winston.
Cayuga.
Cayuga.
Winston.
Cayuga are those dark ducks that look amazing. So now, I'm about to embark on part 2 of the camping trip. This is Batsto Village, and it's been around for hundreds of years and has played an important role in the history of New Jersey. In fact, the history of our country. You know, over the years, it's played home to a mill, a forge, and actually started off producing bog iron and other materials for the war effort, for the Continental Army, that is. Years later, when the demand for bog iron and other materials started to subside, it converted over to a glass-making community, producing windows and other forms of glass. And to this day, Batsto Village still plays an important role in the state of New Jersey as it's a key historic site open to the public. Although today, there's no one here and it seems rather like a ghost town, which I love. So I found Batsto Village, and it's kind of abandoned, so to say. There's no one here, but you can still tour the buildings and see this cool stuff. So it's a stormy night. You're stranded here to keep yourself from succumbing to hypothermia or whatnot. And you notice, you hear a thump. And you come to investigate the thump, and one of these are missing. This one's too cool for us. This is a beautiful habitat. It's right next to this pond back here, and you've got these tall dried grasses and these cinnamon ferns and some of these downed trees, pines and deciduous. This is beautiful. This awesome little plant is called cypress spurge, and I'm glad to have finally found some. Unfortunately, I can't have a campfire tonight because the rainfall for this month is only 20% of what it should have been so far. You know, it is May, but it's the Pine Barrens, which are extremely prone to fires. But that's okay, I'll make do. But it would be beautiful to have a campfire tonight, wouldn't it? This is blackjack oak, but it's actually a blackjack oak hybrid. If it was pure blackjack oak, there would be little points at the ends of these lobes. Well, here's another blackjack oak, but I still don't think this is a purebred. The lobes aren't deep enough, but those little points are present at the ends of the lobes. This is proving to be a little challenging. It's getting a little late in the day, and I still haven't been to camp yet. I haven't even set up camp, so I'm thinking about leaving this area, heading to camp, setting up whatever it is I'm going to set up, and then maybe have something to eat or some coffee and see what the evening brings. But this is a beautiful spot. I might come back here tomorrow earlier in the day. I'm so hungry. Holy cow. $2.99. That's like the whole bag of fries. Holy cow. But no fire. But my backbreaker is still here from the last time I camped here. So I got camp set up. You know, got the hammock, of course. And I set up my tent. That took like 5 minutes, maybe 6. Probably less. And then I set up the hammock. Then I realized there's still a possibility of thunderstorms tomorrow. Unlikely, but possible, so I put up my tarp. Didn't take long to get all this set up. I'm starting to get a good system, but I also come back to this site so I know where the right trees are. Hear the robins singing. But today was a good day. You know, I stayed in a tiny cabin with Lauren and Rob and Reese. That's the little boy. They own the property. They own the tiny cabin, which I fell in love with. And I really intend to show some clips from yesterday and from the cabin in this video. Love you guys. I had a great time. You guys are wonderful hosts. And, well, I dedicate this video to you guys. Reese, hope you enjoy it. I know you liked the last one with the Black Widow and all. It's 8 o'clock now. I don't know. But see that thing over there? You see that? I think I have to weigh it down with my body. I gotta lay in that thing, keep the wind from blowing it up. So I'm gonna go do that for a little while until it gets a little darker, and then I'm gonna explore. Should be warmish tonight in the 60s. Tomorrow night will be warmer. That should be when the nocturnal invertebrates really start to come out. So check out what I found. I just went up to wash my hands and stuff at the bathroom, and I didn't even look at this yet. It's an adult fish fly. So at first I thought it might have been an antlion, but they look completely different, to be honest. This is a female. I don't want to get tagged. They can bite sometimes. So this is an adult fish fly. This is a female. The males have slightly different heads and more pronounced jaws. But these are pretty cool insects. I'm hoping to find some more exciting creatures tonight, and tomorrow night especially. But again, these are pretty cool. I don't know if you have a chance. I'll show you what the jaw looks like. Let me film it with my other camera. I am deep within a 1,000,000-acre forest. The nearest road is at least 8 miles away. It's nothing but me in the vast wilderness of the Pine Barrens. Tell me I'm not blessed. So admittedly, I absolutely love exploring these forests and habitats at night. There's a wonderful variety of species involved. You've got lots of nocturnal mammals like flying squirrels, foxes, coyotes, deer, mice and all that good stuff. You've got the owls and nighthawks, and a great assortment of invertebrates and arachnids and all that cool stuff, right? Obviously, I'm usually crouched down filming these things, but I can't help but to be aware of where I am. I hear noises and stuff all around me. It is somewhat creepy, obviously. I know that I'm quite vulnerable when I'm crouched on the ground, kneeling on my, elbows, trying to film something in this black ocean of forest. It's easy for something to come up and snatch me, or attack me. I know it's not unlikely, but still. The Pine Barrens happens to be, folklorically and reputation-wise, one of the most haunted forests in North America. Can't say that doesn't come to mind when I'm out here, right? To be honest, about 20 minutes ago, I'm, standing there just enjoying the sights and sounds, and lo and behold, something comes trotting up in the leaves, making a lot of noise, walking pretty quickly. It comes right up to where I am. I don't have my headlight on. If I turn it on, it's going to scare whatever it is away. Well, it stopped very close to me. I see like a pale figure about the size of a coyote. It was really close. And then it just grunts and snarls and then trots off at a faster gait. That thing was really close. Got my heart racing, but I wanted that sense of adventure. again, it's a little creepy out here in some of these places, and I know if something were to happen to me, no one would hear me scream. I can't say that that's not adding to the eerie and surreal aspect of things. Listening to these whippoorwills and the crickets is also really fun, but when they all go silent, that's usually an eye-opener, or should I say an ear-opener. I love it out here. They're just stories. I love this stuff. It's a lot of fun, but I know that I'm taking a chance every time I do this. I'm alone 98% of the time. These roads, this trail is just wide enough for my vehicle. Branches are scraping along either side. Those clouds are moving awfully fast. I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's a... What the f*** was that? Okay, I'm not joking. I started filming to talk about how far away I was from the closest road, which is at least 4 miles. I'm hearing something I have never heard before. I'm not even joking. It's huge. It sounds like a frickin' lion. I heard a lion chuffing once at the zoo. It's not quite that intense, but I'm going. I say I like these moments, but that is messed up. There is nothing anywhere. There is no humans anywhere. There is nothing I know of that sounds like that. Oh, I wish I could get that on film. Okay, so I'm not in the same spot now, but I gotta tell you, that sound was so weird. It was like, imagine like the biggest dog, like woo woo woo, but the size of Cerebus or something, you know, like. And I'm just now drawing the conclusion that it's a full moon. I tell you, if my wife was still alive, she would have connected that immediately and been like, you know, it's a full moon. But you know, it's just nature. I'm sure, but it doesn't stop the hairs from standing up on the back of my neck. I'm not even joking. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not pulling your leg. That really happened. Whatever it was it was creepy enough to encourage me to go elsewhere. And I was a bit of a walk from the car, too. Without my walking stick. Yeah.
There it is again.
Okay, so now I'm hearing it in front of my line of travel. It did it again. It's definitely not a coyote. I've heard them before. And it's way too deep for a coyote. But you saw, I was driving at a decent speed for the Pine Barrens for 3 minutes. So I guess there's another one. Crazy thing is, this isn't far from where I camp at Lower Forge. I never heard anything like that there. But, you know, there's a lot of sugar sand out here. So, you know, I get the vehicle stuck. And I'm walking for hours. Or camping out. I do have another tent in here somewhere. Like, that'll make me feel secure. I'd rather be out in the open so I can respond instead of in a little lunch wrap package. This is a black widow, a male to be exact, which happen to be harmless. It's the females you got to watch out for, and there are many of them within 15 or 20 feet of my tent. Well, it keeps me on my toes. I'm not that concerned. They stick to their webs, and they're not aggressive spiders at all. It's really cool, to be honest. So get this. While I'm trying to film this male courting the female, the whole time I'm standing in another widow's web, completely unaware. What's really interesting is the fact that the female keeps coming out to investigate my foot. That's strange widow behavior, to be honest. To me, to be honest, I find that to be strange widow behavior. Good thing I'm wearing shorts. I wouldn't want to find her in my pants later on when I'm changing for bed. Okay, so as you can tell, it's the next day, and of course I'm next to the highway. This is one of those spots that I check every time I pass it. But last night, I was out for quite a while, just driving, seeing how far the one road or path or whatever went into the pines, and it went forever. Finally, I had to turn around. It took me like 40 minutes to drive back. Actually, it was probably longer than that. You know, I go a little slow looking for things, though. And there were some weird noises, let me tell you. I don't know if I'll put it in the video, but there was this one spot, and I heard some weird noises. So much so that for the first time, I decided to leave that spot and go elsewhere. It was not human related. That wouldn't faze me. So today, it's pretty warm. You can already tell it's like 90. I'm going to explore and see what there is to find, and let's get exploring, huh? So those are going to be the fruits of the prickly pear. It'll take a couple of months, I think, for them to be ripe. Those there are baby prickly pears spreading, you know? So if they're pear-shaped like that, they're future cacti. And then when they're teardrop-shaped like that, they'll be fruit. Okay, so this is an area I like to call tiger beetle ruins, because tiger beetles in ruins. But this is a log that I always check, and I'm going to look under it. You can tell I have not slept. I got 3 hours last night, but when you're camping, why would you want to sleep it away when you can explore and find stuff? Usually I find this large beetle grub under here. It's a stag beetle grub. And it's not there. I wonder if it finally morphed. There's its sleeping cavity. They feed on, you know, rotting wood and stuff. But I guess it metamorphosized. So these caterpillars are feeding not only on the pine, but also these oaks. So that's got to be convenient. Some more blue-eyed grass, as I said yesterday. One of my favorite flowers to find out here. What are these? It's kind of cool. They're only on this yucca. He doesn't like being in the sun. That is a decent snake. Look at that. There's the head. Right there. Okay. There's the tail. Right? You see the whole length. Tail. Oh, the head. The wind just blew the head over there. But the head starts there, goes all the way along. That thing is, the skin itself, I mean skin stretch, but that skin is at least 7 feet long. I wonder if it's a pine snake. Or a racer, because I don't see much pattern on it. I should collect the head for later. I can look up the species with this. But the skin was fresh, because it hasn't rained since early May. And that skin was damp and still stretchy. So it's a very recent shed. Which means the snake is here somewhere and I can't find it. Well, this might be where the snake comes and goes. I'm a little skeptical, but there's mild signs of snake activity if you push it. The only piece of tin. It's the only piece of tin anywhere around here. And there's nothing. That sucks. This is Canada frostweed, or frost plant. It's cool. There's more of it. Well, I guess I better leave this spot. I am absolutely soaked. It's not even noon yet. When they say there's a fire ban in the pines, they're not joking. A month ago, there was a lot of water here. Look at this. If I recall correctly, it hasn't rained here since early May. It is almost the end of May right now. Just a few days away. So they've gotten 20% of what they should have gotten for the rain quota for May. It's a drought. Cool. This is an orange-winged grasshopper. I've always wanted to see one of these, and I don't think I've ever seen one in the wild. I've seen them in my field guides, so this is pretty exciting for me. Basically a lifer. When it's in flight, those inner wings are just a vibrant orange. Well, that's pretty cool. This is the remains of an old tree, probably a pitch pine, that probably died, 100 or 200 years ago. And this is what's left of it. And somebody used it for a fire pit. Well, that's the last thing I expected to see out here. I tried replacing most of these. I'd say literally about 50% of these were rolled over and left. So whoever you are, I'm not even joking. So it's too hot. I'm too tired. Finding all those displaced rocks and logs made me very angry. I'm going to go find some place to swim and relax. I wonder what made those holes. Someday. So when I put my hands underwater and stir up the surface water, you can see the heat differentials casting shadows on my hand until the upper layer gets carried downstream. The high acid content and all those tannins of the Pine Barrens waters gives them a superior taste to other sources of water. It was for that reason that seafaring captains would prefer Pine Barrens water over other sources of water for long voyages at sea. The high acid content and all those tannins of the Pine Barrens waters gives them a superior taste to other sources of water and makes them last a lot longer before they start to turn or spoil. Oh, this water's warm. It was warm. Well, a fish just came up, and I didn't film it because I'm a fool. So you hear me talking about how clean and pure the waters of the Pine Barrens are, but why do they have that reddish color? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. Obviously, when it rains, the water kind of soaks into the ground, but that ground is filled with pine needles and pine roots, cedar trees and roots and all that kind of stuff. So it basically percolates for ages, it takes on some of those tannins from the cedars and everything else, giving it that slight reddish color. But that also makes the waters highly acidic. That acid leaches iron from the sands. That iron oxidizes and becomes reddish. Over time, it releases this stuff up towards the surface, which is like this bluish iridescent sludge. That's another story. The iron deposits will mix with the banks and the sands and stuff and form an iron sandstone composite. That composite is known as bog iron, or also pig iron, I think. That bog iron was actually used to make cannonballs and other various materials for our cause back during the Revolutionary War. Well, that's not going to last very long. Oh, how I wish there was not a fire ban. What a tease. So this is a black widow's web. You can see the debris hanging in it, and the silk is really strong. Really strong. Okay? There's usually insect carcasses within the web and all that. And then there's the retreat the black widow makes right there. Okay? Great. I've still got to do that one. Nice. Yeah, set your food on the picnic table. That doesn't fit. So, and I came back here, I laid in a hammock and all this kind of stuff. There's new neighbors here. I talked to them, they're pretty cool. But basically what I'm trying to say is for dinner tonight, I'm going to cook one of the duck eggs from Lauren and Rob. Lauren gave me 3 duck eggs and then 3 other eggs, and I'm super excited. You probably don't know this, but I've wanted to try a duck egg since I was in my early teens. My mom told me that her mother used to eat them and that they're like meatier and gamier than chicken eggs. I love that kind of stuff. Oh, that's perfect. So, I gotta get this started. I don't want to put too much flavor in here. I just want to keep it from sticking to the pan. This is coconut oil and rendered duck fat that I made at home. Actually, no, I made that camping. This is mostly pepper. I've got another one of these with all sorts of stuff in it. It's more than I meant. There's a fire ban in Jersey, and I can't cook, obviously, over the fire. I gotta use this stove. So I'm going to melt this rendered duck fat and coconut oil, and then I'm going to break the duck egg into it from Lauren, and I'm really excited. That seems warm enough. Ugh. I don't want to ruin my clothes. I forgot to get something to break this on. Those are the sesame seeds popping. Or the pepper kernels, actually. It's like pop pepper. I might be onto something. Shoot. No! It's a lot stronger than a chicken egg. Look at that. That's overexposed. Okay, so here it goes. That is so cool. It's very similar, just a lot more eggy. Not a lot more, but more. It's nice, it's smooth. I can't wait to see what the yolk's like. Here's the yolk. The yolk is always my favorite. Hot. Real hot. That's awesome. It's actually really smooth. I do find this superior to the chicken eggs. If I had these back home, this is what I'd get. It seems like more protein, but it's not gamier, in my opinion, unless this is too hot for me to taste. It's real smooth, real nice. I like this a lot. Lauren, you rock. Thank you so much. Wow. There's a thunderstorm coming through. A couple more in the distance, but you can hear it rumbling the whole time. Almost like an old fort is being invaded. And you hear the cannon fire and stuff in the distance. Oh, I gotta move fast. Check it out. The storm must have brought these down. This is mountain laurel. Look how they're designed to just, I guess, pop off like that. That's what it normally looks like. Holy cow. Looks like I have a black eye. That's why I can't film myself most of the time. So it rained last night, finally. Earlier I was saying that it hadn't rained since like May 6th or something like that. Well, it rained a lot. And it was lightning everywhere, coming in, going in this direction, going in that direction. You know, the front was a big one. It was awesome. I tried to film it, but I don't understand the rolling shutter with this camera. I'll have to work on that. But I went out, I drove around, went to a few spots. I went to the Silent Plains, and then I also went down Quaker Bridge Road, a bit of a ways, and I found Carpenter frog, and it wasn't worth filming. It was a bad angle, and it wasn't quite close enough. Fowlers toad, American toad, the Carpenter frog, American bullfrog, green frog. Oh yeah, and mid-Atlantic leopard frog. That was my prize for the night. So that was pretty cool, you know, 5? Is that 5? Oh yeah, and the Carpenter, so 6 frogs species. Toads are frogs, but frogs aren't toads. For stuff. Check out the trench I did.
So it worked. It worked well. It's still pretty wet on this side. I've got an hour and a half to get out of here. But here's proof that it worked.
To give you an idea of how hard the rain came down last night, for starters, you can see the circumference of where there was a great puddle, the Great Puddle of 21. And the circumference is surrounded by the pollen. And then check this out. I had my little lantern on the ground, which left an awesome shadow at night. That thing stayed lit. I just turned it off, and I had it turned up pretty good to attract insects until I could see the fox and coyote. But the rain came down so hard that it splashes debris and dirt up with it, right? Look at the lantern. Now I'm going along and I heard a bit of a noise and look over just in time to see this guy going up the tree, one of these water oaks. So the snake's not super thrilled with me right now, but this is a black rat snake. It's a beautiful snake, isn't it? Look at this. See that S position? It means it's willing to strike me. It's nervous, it's sticking its tongue out a lot, bite me right in the face. I'm sure you could tell it's not an aggressive species. These snakes can actually get pretty big. They can reach, 7 feet sometimes, 50 to 70 inches tops. This is a good average size for this species, though. This is the first large snake I've found in several years, to be honest. It wants to climb up my head. Okay, I'm gonna have to let this snake go, but every time I try to let it go, put it in a tree, it just kind of holds on to me. Isn't that awesome? Wild black rat snake. So, holy cow. So look what else I just found. I'm holding this snake, I'm holding this rat snake, and at my feet, how am I going to do this? I got to let this snake go so I can show you the turtle and talk about the turtle. Okay, so it finally rains last night and puts an end to a long, harsh drought. I mean, there were 2 forest fires a week ago in this area. And I finally find a bunch of amphibians last night. A great sized snake. That's 2 snakes around here in 2 weeks, finally, after all these years. And while I'm holding the snake, getting shots and stuff, at my feet the whole time is this eastern box turtle. Box turtles are really neat because, well, their name kind of gives it away. They're able to pull their bodies into their shells completely and close these doors on the front and back of their shell. Most turtles can't do that. And snapping turtles and musk turtles and stuff, their bottom shell, the plastron, is tiny. So, that's why they either smell really bad or snap, bite your fingers off, because they can't pull into their shells. Most turtles can pull into the shells, mostly. But the box turtle can actually pull all the way in, and then it's got these 2 hinges, here and here, and it can close it up, which it's doing right now. Look at that. So it pulls itself in and then closes this door here and closes this back door. So you can't really get in there to get to the food within. It's a perfect little parcel, isn't it? Box turtle. The males will have red eyes, the females have brown eyes, so this is a female. Another way of knowing, hold on. But I'm gonna set this turtle back down and see if there's anything else to find. Gonna make some coffee though, back at the car. Have a look at this little turtle. It's too bad I ate my salad. He would have liked some of that lettuce. I'm not really good at turtles, but I'm excited to find them. Okay, so after looking at it, it's a painted turtle. The sun is really harsh. But remember how I was talking earlier about the box turtles? How in their plastron they have those hinges and the little doors that they can shut. Well, this turtle isn't a box turtle, so it can pull its legs into its shell, right, and its head, Its tail will curl up around here, but it can't close its shell. So if you're very determined, you can get to the tasty meat inside. I'm not going to do that to you, little guy. Now, turtles have awesome claws that they use for digging and sometimes tearing their food apart and stuff. And some species will actually, for courting, they will go on up to their mate and they'll put their front feet in front of them and then wiggle the toes, kind of like waving at each other face to face. It's a little dance that they do. Look at those claws. Okay, so I just found a bunch of sweet fern, and I want to harvest some to make a tea. Now, as a hot tea, it's a bit of has slight astringent and tonic flavors and properties. But as a sun tea, it is amazing. It tastes like a nice English tea, almost like a sweet tea without the sugar. This stuff is amazing. Gonna get me some. So I'm gonna take some of these, and I'm gonna make my tea. I really love the smell of sweet fern. It smells sweet and spicy. It just smells incredible. Really clean in a way. It makes me think of thyme, the herb, but it's nothing like it. It just makes me think of it. Love this stuff. Very sticky. Leaves a yellow residue. That should be more than enough. Okay, that tea's going to take a while. I'm not sure I'll be able to finish it before the end of this video. Wow, so this turned out to be quite the day. Quite the end to a beautiful camping trip. I had a really nice time. Found some cool stuff. I relaxed. Got that thunderstorm. And, you know, not having a fire was not as bad as I thought because it gave me time to do other stuff. Had a great time at the tiny cabin and exploring and driving and just everything. The reptiles today were the highlight. Really excited me. Well, actually, tiny cabin was the highlight. But as far as getting out in the wilds, those reptiles and that snake was pretty exciting. So thanks a lot for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out Pine Barrens Post on Instagram. Follow them. That's where you'll see the tiny cabin and all that good stuff. And I'm on Instagram too, under Chris Ignato. Who would have thunk? Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. Once again, I'm Chris Ignato, signing out.